Hello, I'm Katie Payne. I am a senior associate at Burkitt's. I sit within the private client advisory team, but within that, I sit in the international sub team. So I spend a lot of my time thinking about the sorts of things we're going to talk about today. So the EU succession regulation and how that applies to people's will planning, and then following death, how that applies to estates, as well as some other interesting things. So, yes, today we're going to talk about specifically the succession regulation post Brexit and what that means for you and your practice. So, in overview, we're going to look at the background to the succession regulation and how it initially applied in the UK, and that was a pre Brexit time. And then we're going to move on to look at what happened post Brexit and what the current legal position is and whether that's changed or not. We will think about the UK tax position and how the regulation impacts that, which is very important always to be thinking about. We're going to have a brief detour into slightly immigration focused areas, so considerations of nationality and settled status, and how to approach the election with those points in mind. We will look at a case study, so particularly France, because that's quite an active jurisdiction at the moment in terms of application of regulation. Some anomalies, so some EU states, including the UK when we were still an EU state, did not sign up to the regulation and what we should do about approaching those. Thinking about some other consequences of Brexit for estate planning, particularly charitable giving. And then there is a bigger case study at the end, which we'll go through, thinking about a particular fictional couple and how we should plan for them and what the considerations are. There's no real right answer to that, but I'll give you some ideas and thinking particularly about whether you have one will or two or sometimes even more. So some thoughts for practice there. Okay, so to start off, the